To the left.
Let's see.
Welcome to the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce, My Chamber TV. I am Paul Friedlander, and I'm here with the host of this show, Miss Barbara Marville Kelly, and we've got a couple of special guests with us this first segment. We got special guests all for the whole show, but we have Miss Camille Brockhurst and a real good buddy of mine, Miss Julie Fisher with Home Instead Home Care. So we're going to start with Miss Camille. So tell us exactly what you do, and tell us about this awesome Be a Santa to a Senior program.
Okay, so this is my 4th year doing Be a Santa to a Senior service program, and what it is, it's a way to enlighten the lives of the lonely and isolated seniors in West Pasco County. I've obtained 34 sponsors. We put trees and wreaths out in the community, and the public goes and picks an ornament, and we obtained wish lists from the 4 nursing home facilities. We have 3 senior complexes, apartments, and we also do home Meals on Wheels. So all the recipients have turned in their wish lists, and hopefully we obtain gifts for all the seniors in the community. We're up to about 700 seniors.
Oh, wow.
We have the Pace Center for School for Girls. They made some beautiful Christmas cards this year. And we also have the Palm Harbor Middle and Palm Harbor University School. They're decorating gift bags for the seniors. So everybody will get either a gift bag or they'll get a nice card. We've been doing this now. It's my 4th year. We have about 60,000 volunteers throughout the nation. This is a national service program that we do, and they've collected about 1.2 million gifts for 700,000 seniors.
Wow.
It gives me great pleasure to do this service program. I enjoy doing it. We get some really nice thank you notes after the program's over with from seniors who have no family down here. They'll call the office, so we get some really nice thank you cards. It's a great service program.
And you were getting ready to retire, right, Camille?
Yes, I did. I did retire from a company that I worked for 3.5 years ago. So I went and met with the Murphys just to see what their business was about at Home Instead Senior Care. When they asked me if I would head the service program, and so I started that in 2016. So I enjoy doing it.
I love hearing about this. This is really exciting. Julie, your position as a consultant, tell us how this has been evolving for you.
So I'm the marketing and sales director, and this is my 2nd year with the company. And last year was my first full year that I got to be a part of it. And, you know, Camille does an amazing job. She is so organized and thorough. And just to see the amount of support that comes in from the community is just absolutely amazing. You know, everybody just seems to pour out their love and all of their support to bring these gifts in for these seniors. And, you know, Christmas is a time where, you know, we think about a lot of children and homeless and veterans, and sometimes the seniors are left out. So we're really excited to have this platform to offer to help the seniors. And Camille's just amazing. So
you can tell you both have your heart in it, too,
and
right?
we're going to talk about home instead home care. But before we get there, you mentioned about the seniors and about, talk to us about how many of them down here are alone. What are some of the things they want that would make people, I don't mean to say it this way, but would make people sad to think people out there need stuff like that after they've spent 60, 70, 80 years here?
Sure. A lot of them will check off they want pajamas or a lap blanket, or some of them, I saw one of the ornaments the other day, somebody wanted Tide laundry detergent. Some of them asked for dog food for their dog. So a lot of times the person who takes the ornament will even go above and beyond. The one year, a gentleman got a whole outfit of clothes and got shoes. He got extra things that weren't even listed on the ornament. So it amazes me the support that we have from West Pasco County. I had a call today at the office where she wanted to do more than what was on the list. So I gave her some ideas, but a lot of them do check off toiletry items, body wash, or they'll put down their hobby. Some of them say, I like crocheting, some of the women, so they want some yarn. So it's
That's
pretty
beautiful.
cool.
That's so, and you guys just exude with your love and
Yeah.
caring for this, and especially this time of the year.
And Julie, from the home instead side of things, talk a little bit about what you guys, I know you have some bullet points there for yourself. Talk a little bit not only about what Home Instead does, but how it ties in with the senior program, because I know there's some organizations down here such as Feeding Pasco's Elderly, and I think people would be amazed at some of the elderly that can't get out of their house but are too proud to ask for help. So talk about what you guys do.
Yes, so Home Instead Senior Care is a national and international company, and our focus is to keep seniors home safely and comfortably in their homes, making sure that they're receiving the proper nutrition that they need, transportation to and from doctor's appointments, medication reminders, simple, helping with simple tasks around the home. And, one of the things that we focus on is continuity of care with our caregivers, because we want our seniors to develop a nice relationship with their caregiver, and so that's very important to us. And this time of year especially, we like to reach out to the other seniors in different communities that maybe can't afford our services, but through this Be a Santa to a Senior program, we can offer them these things that they need and make a difference in their life.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's great, and we're really happy to be a part of it.
And to clarify too, it's non-medical in home
We're
care.
non-medical home care, yes we are. So we do have some assistance through the VA and also the Area Agency on Aging, which is really nice to help the veterans and the low-income seniors as well.
Now, do you try to help coordinate if somebody needs in-home health care that's
Yes.
above and beyond what you all do?
So, yes, we work with a lot of the other home health companies to coordinate. We also work very closely with the hospice organizations that are out there to provide care, not only for the patient, but also for their families, to make sure that they're receiving, that extra help and attention. We focus on Alzheimer's and dementia care support as well, which is really nice because, we have a lot of elderly that are caring for a spouse, or a loved one, and they themselves need that extra support.
Absolutely,
So,
because eventually the caregiver may become a patient.
exactly, and we
Yes.
see that often. So we're very fortunate to get into the home and help with that, to help with burnout and just
Sure.
to give,
Yeah.
extra attention when we need it.
We do a lot of times forget about the caregiver. I know that one of the organizations, the Alzheimer's organization, actually has a separate arm that just concentrates on the caregiver too.
Yes, exactly.
And how often do we forget about that person? Like you said it a minute ago, burnout.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the caregiver goes into autopilot because they have no choice.
Right.
Exactly.
And they're there with their loved one. They'll do anything for that loved one. So this is fabulous. We have about 4 minutes remaining. I want to ask you guys about the Chamber of Commerce and how you engage with the heartbeat of the West Pasco community and the Chamber of Commerce.
Well, I'll speak on the behalf. So I attend a lot of the chamber events, and
Okay.
with this new merge, I've just seen just amazing progress with the chamber. And I will say I've been a part of a lot of different chambers in the area, and this particular chamber is just so friendly, so welcoming, so helpful. And that's really important not only to a seasoned business owner, but to a new business owner that's coming in that needs that support and that love from their fellow chamber members. So I know we're very happy to be a part of the chamber, and we're actually right across the street from them,
You
so
are.
it's nice.
Oh,
we're their
that's
neighbor.
Yeah, they're right
Fabulous.
across the
Yes,
street,
we love it. So
John and Sarah have had the franchise for how long now?
is it almost 4 years?
I think he's going into the fifth or
Okay,
sixth year, I think.
Nice.
And
Very
I've had an
nice.
opportunity to meet both of them. They're really, really neat couple. Again, same caring hearts the two ladies sitting here with us have.
That's good to know. And again, I can't say enough about West Pasco. We've been doing these shows now for going on 6 years, right,
I
Paul?
think, yeah.
And I've learned more about the community where my kids grew up in, graduated from school, than I did back then when we were living up here. And I have a special place in my heart for this chamber and everybody involved. Paul has been a pillar in the community from all kinds of different levels.
Yeah, exactly.
But it really, seriously, it's just a good way to, get the word out.
It is.
Because when you watch the show, My Chamber TV, you get a chance to engage with the community because we really bring you to them.
Yes.
Our audience. And if you happen to have a senior citizen, maybe you are a caregiver, you might want to check this organization out because it sounds like you've got all the bases covered, right? Did we miss anything at all?
I think you covered.
Yeah,
Julie,
we are always hiring
That's what I
caregivers.
was just gonna
Yes,
ask,
okay.
please.
If
What
you
is
have
that?
a loving heart and you want to help a senior, we would love to have you come into our office and meet with us. We do ongoing training in our facility at all times, which is great. One of the things that I personally like is our owners hire everyone that walks through our door.
Really?
So there's that personal touch there, and we always say that we hire who we would want taking care of our own family member.
There you go.
And
Oh,
that's very
great
important when you're
philosophy.
hiring somebody to come into your home, to make sure that you feel comfortable with them, secure with them, and safe with them. And I do know that maybe, Camille, you want to touch on some items that we might need as far as donations for Be a Santa to seniors?
Yes. So we're always looking for either cash donations, wrapping paper, or toiletry items. Because whatever we're missing, we always fill in. Everybody's going to get something. They all get, if they only got one gift out of the three, they're going to get 3 gifts. So we're going to fill in. Everybody gets 3 gifts. So
And Camille, on your side of the program, are there opportunities? I know you talked about PACE, and I know you talked about Palm Harbor Middle and Palm Harbor University. Are there opportunities for kids to help and get community service during this time, or is it a little bit different than that?
what I do is I go around on my days off. I do work part-time in the office 3 days a week. So I go around and pick up the gifts, and then at nighttime we'll do some wrapping. My sister has helped me with wrapping, and some of the office staff. So it's kind of hard because we kind of wrap at night, and I know with school
Yeah,
or whatever. So
yeah.
this is why we kind of at least included the center, PACE Center for Girls.
Gotcha.
And one of the middle schools 2 years ago did wrapping paper, and last year PACE did wrapping paper. We bought
And
these
we're-
great big rolls.
And we are winding down, so I will thank both of you all,
Thank you so much
Homestead
for
and
having
the
us.
Thank
Santa
you,
program.
ladies.
Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you
You're
for
doing
having
some
us.
beautiful work.
Thank
We're going
you.
to take a break. We'll be right back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly, and with me is my partner in crime.
Mr. Paul Friedlander, representing the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce, and on My Chamber TV. And it's a brand new chamber,
I
brand new day,
know.
but we've been here for, like we said earlier, 6 years now.
Yeah, almost 6 years. And we have two dear friends and two other
Yes.
pillars in the community as yourself, Mr. and Mrs. Jim Wood, known as the Wood Team, right?
That's
Absolutely,
us.
yes.
I think that is so adorable. And you're still newlyweds, right?
We are.
Oh,
We
it'll-
are.
It'll be
Yeah.
9 months and 2 days.
9 woohoo, months. I love it. Well,
But who's
congratulations.
3 hours and 33 minutes.
So we're going to be talking about insurance, and I just have to say that Jim has been our insurance person extraordinaire since what? A couple of years now.
3, 4, 5 years. Been a while.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
He
my
was
goodness.
first on our
I haven't been a senior citizen that long. Get out of
He
here.
was first on the show when he introduced SkyMed. He was the first one that
Oh,
came and
that's
said to John,
right.
I want my 12-minute segment.
Yeah, I
That's it.
remember
That's it.
that. I
Absolutely.
remember that. So you have, since you've been married, you formed this Wood Team.
We have.
And I want to hear what makes you guys different besides the fact that you're a great team.
Well, I'll let you handle that.
Oh,
What makes us different?
did he become
That's her
speechless
area.
already?
Okay.
No, not at all. She's just better at that than I am.
Well, I think two heads are better than one.
I agree.
I'm newer in the industry than Jim is. I'm a little better on the tech than he is, but he knows much more than I do. And between the two of us, we're almost always able to get the right answers. And if not, we always know where to go to get the answers. And we can back each other up if somebody can't be there. And, you know, we're trying to get to know each other's clients so that they feel like they have a team behind them
Sure.
and not just the one person.
That's just the answer I was looking for.
And
Thank
Jim,
you.
told you she
I'm
got
going
it.
to pick on you this time and make you step up to the plate. What exactly do you guys do?
Well, we're Medicare specialists. That's our area. Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements. That's the arena that we work in. And of course, this is the heavy time of year because it's October 7th through or 15th through December 7th when people can make their changes. And what I'd like to do, if you don't mind, I want to spend a few minutes on some of the things the seniors are exposed to.
Please
okay?
do. Please do.
Medicare Advantage, Medicare, especially Medicare Advantage, not so much the supplements. Medicare Advantage is a regulated industry ran by, overseen by Centers for Medicare, CMS they call it, Centers for Medicare Services. And CMS is a large bureaucracy that absolutely lays down the law with the companies on how they manage their products, how they pay their claims, everything, and how agents conduct themselves. And that overseeing the agents is a major concern for Linda and I. If I were an if I sold auto insurance or property and casualty insurance and Paul gave me a name and said, Jim, I want you to call my neighbor. I talked to him the other day and he said he's interested in talking to you about auto insurance. I could do that in auto insurance. I could do it in property and casualty. I could do it with life insurance. I could do it with an annuity. But when it comes to Medicare, I can't do that. I'm not allowed to call his friend just because he said he's my brother. Okay?
Okay.
His brother has to call me.
Ah,
It's like
So-
attorneys.
wow. Okay.
And that's the way that works. Now, I had a woman came to my door the other day, knocked on the door, and this is something that we're seeing a lot of right now, is someone knocks on your, let me back up here for a step. Another method is to hit the direct mail. I can send out direct mail pieces about Medicare all day long if I want, to anyone that I want to, as long as it's been approved by Medicare. But I can't then get on the phone and call you and say, did you get that piece I sent you in the mail? I cannot do that.
You mean like the letter that each of you we received, that beautiful letter that we recently received with the whole...
I could
new-
that, because that's a letter to one of my clients.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a letter to you.
I see what you're saying.
I'm talking about a
But
solicitation.
solicitation?
A solicitation.
Ooh, wow.
Solicitation arena is what I'm talking about here.
I see.
So we're not allowed to do that, yet it goes on. Another one is the person knocks on your door, and they say something like this. I had an appointment with a lady down the street, and she wasn't home, but I thought I'd stop by and introduce myself to you. Or I had an appointment in this neighborhood with a woman named Debbie. I didn't get her last name. The woman a couple houses down said she thought that your name was Debbie. Okay? Well, since it's not, since I'm here, how do they do that? They have systems that they buy that they put in their cell phones, and they can drive into a neighborhood. They stay out of the gated communities. They drive into the neighborhood, and it'll literally tell them the person who lives in this home is 65, this one is turning 65 in January, and they knock on the door. Now, when they do that, they could do that if they're selling auto insurance or they selling property or even a Medicare supplement. But when they get in on the basis of a Medicare supplement, and then they turn that conversation toward, well, I realize you can't afford a supplement, but let's talk about Medicare Advantage. Now they've crossed the line, okay? And so there's a lot of this going on, and it's really starting to upset me a little bit. But the seniors need to stay away from that type of thing.
Okay.
I want Lynn to talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on with TV, okay, and other areas there, if she will.
Right. You know, when you turn 64, you're the most popular person in the world because everybody wants your business and you're getting inundated with things. But now, I'm 70, I'm still getting inundated. I get no less than 3 or 4 pieces of mail every day from the companies. If you actually watch live TV, you don't TiVo, and you watch the commercials, you will see one after another that's all
Yes.
about Medicare.
Yes.
And they don't lie. I don't mean to say that the companies lie, but what they will tell you sometimes is the very best scenario that you could possibly get. And they might have one plan where that's what the offering is out of 12 plans. So people will look at these things, and we get calls all the time from people that are knowledgeable and intelligent people who are saying, hey, it says I can get free dental, free vision, free this, free that. I don't pay anything. How do I sign up for that? I said, well, if I knew the way to sign it up, I'd sign myself up, because it almost sounds like they're giving away the sun, the moon, and the stars.
Right.
But it's a little misleading, and that's why we think it's so important that people talk to an agent. If you call a number that you see on TV, or even if you go online, a lot of times you're talking to a call center person. That is not an agent. And you can sign up for a policy through them, but now you don't have anyone to call except the company. One of the things we tell our clients the minute we sign them up is, if you have any problems whatsoever, call us first. We can usually get things settled a little more quickly than you waiting on the line to talk to the insurance company.
Sure.
We certainly care a lot more about you
Of course.
than an insurance company that insures thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to make their lives simpler. And it doesn't save them any money to do it on their own. They don't get any deal. I mean, all the plans that we represent as far as Medicare Advantage, there is no premium. And so there's really no advantage for them to do it on their own. And something that some people don't know, as insurance agents, we have to take a national test every year. Then we have to test with every company that we represent. So we represent 12 companies.
That's a lot of studying
So
and testing.
we took about 13 tests this year.
Yeah.
Now, once you've done that, you pretty much know your business
Oh, yeah.
inside and out.
Yeah.
And so it's just so much easier for us to be able to tell them the right answers and get the information. For me, it's like a puzzle. You take their doctors, their hospitals, their medication, how much money do they want to spend or are able to spend, and you put all of those things in and you figure out the puzzle of which companies will be able to fit this person's needs. Then you lay it out for them and you let them make a choice.
Well, I think what you're also saying, too, is this is the hands-on personal touch.
Yeah.
And as seniors, not that I'm one, but we do want that personal touch. We want to be able to engage with somebody and sit across the table over a cup of coffee like you did with us several years ago with Kelly and I. And when you have those questions, it's easier to get it in a personal gathering as opposed to being on the phone, because half the time, by the time you push all the buttons, right? The digital age, don't get me started. You push all the buttons if it works for you, and a lot of the seniors are not really in tune with that. But to sit down, and even to sit down and talk with them sometimes, they may not be able to process what you're saying, but you're able to spell it out for them. So I love this.
I guess what we're kind of saying here is that a lot of times when they call in, and certainly I guess really all the time, they're probably going to talk to a licensed agent. But they may never see that agent again. Now, some of those leads that come in, they call them a lead. They then process those back out to licensed agents, and someone will call them. But to establish a long-term relationship, even with our clients, we not only establish the relationships, we also try and introduce them to areas that may affect them, like long-term care if they need that, or other areas, okay, in business through referral base. The main thing that I want to stress here is that we're not a captive. We are not a captive agency. We are free to represent the different lines. And so we do. So we have more than one arrow in our quiver, and most agents do. But most agents there's many times we meet with a client or a prospect and tell them to stay where they are. They're fine where they are. And we hope that next year they'll call us back and we can review it again next year. But most of our clients stay with us,
Well, we certainly have, and I really have to give my own testimonial with Jim and now his wife with the Wood team. But I called you up, and we were doing some networking meetings, and you'd come with a little folder with the answers all in print, like we used to do things, right?
Yeah, let me say something here, Barbara. A lot of the seniors, you see all this political thing going on in the political arena in Washington, and a lot of them think that the Medicare is really under attack. Well, let me share something with you. Medicare and the benefits in, especially with the companies, gets better every single year. Every single year, the benefits are improving. There's more things offered. It is a really good club to belong to when you turn 65. And really today, half the market is under age 65 due to disability. So you will have 23 and 24-year-olds that are on Medicare. But anyone that's on Medicare, gosh, compared to the under age 65 group where they've got $1,500 a month premiums and $10,000 deductibles and all that stuff.
No, you're right about
We're
that.
waiting on Paul. See, he's going to join that club here pretty shortly.
So you've been a member of the West Pasco Greater
Chamber.
Chamber
Both of
for how
us.
long?
Probably 7 or 8 years.
And you still
I would
on the
say.
board? You still
I absolutely am. Very active in the chamber. Always have been. I love the chamber. Linda's involved in the chamber. We've been fortunate to serve on the board of directors, heading up the ambassadors. Paul's doing that this year. Very active in different groups within the chamber. Okay.
These are two of our favorite ambassadors, but and we're running down on time. But Jim or Linda, talk a little bit about, I guess, real briefly, but talk a little bit about how the chambers help move your businesses forward.
Yeah, you're the expert on that. You do much.
Okay.
You did a bunch. She works that very well, networking.
Okay, I just feel like we just have so many good resources, first of all, and that's something that I'm always looking for my seniors that I'm dealing with, because they're always looking for all these other people to help, and they want somebody they can trust.
Yes.
So we have such a wonderful group of resources that we can do that with, and I know if when I need an electrician, I call somebody in the chamber. When I needed an air conditioner, I call somebody in the chamber. And it's not only the networking and the opportunity to get leads for your business, but it's a sense of community, it's the camaraderie. Until I got involved in the chamber, I was not nearly as involved in the community. And the chamber has really gotten me involved with many of the nonprofits and the fundraisers and all of that kind of thing. So I really feel much more a part of the community and a contributing member.
That's wonderful.
It's been good
guys,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No. I appreciate these guys have been loyal members of our community, but again, what they mentioned to you guys is they are advisors. They're not salespeople. They're advisors to make sure that what you have is going to be the best should you happen to get sick. Mr. Jim?
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, my
Linda.
friends.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Good to see you
Appreciate y'all.
guys again.
Thank you.
Bingo.
Stick around. We'll be right back.
Okay, there you go.
Welcome back, guys, to the third segment of the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce, My Chamber TV show today. And we've got as you can see, there's bottles of fluid on the table. I know they look like
Fluid.
water, but that is actually
It's quite
infused
tasty.
water. And if we can get Frank to tell the story about his wife drinking them, we'll let you know what they are. But we are here with Spencer Wolf, who is the CEO, and Frank Dibbling. I am sorry, Mr. Frank, who is the COO and of the Point Distillery. Guys, you just got an awesome award this past year, or this past few months ago, I guess, from the Pasco EDC.
We did, and we were enormously surprised that we were privileged to win it. It's a tribute to our staff, my mentor who's sitting next to me, and everyone involved. Pasco County has turned out to be a wonderful place for us to do business. We've had
All right.
enormous support from everybody.
I tell you, this is so exciting. I've
In
already.
case you don't recognize this person, faux pas, this is the hostess of this show, Miss Barbara Marville Kelly.
Oh, well, that's the right camera that we need to.
There you go.
We're kind of new at this, only 6 years, right? But this, I had a chance to taste this, and it comes from the distillery, and it's cucumber, and it's quite nice. Can't wait to talk about this a little bit more. But we were just actually talking about maybe going out to the distillery and shooting a show from
Yeah,
that.
we are.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be a blast.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be a blast. We start happy hour and finish afterwards.
I think we could actually start right here. Wait till you hear about this water. It's quite tasty. It really is.
And we're gonna actually start this again, my friend, because we want to make sure your mic wasn't on. So we want you to tell us what the award was, Pasco Economic Development Council, and how you guys went about winning it.
Recently.
Recently. very
Yes,
recently.
recent.
We won the Startup Business of the Year award, and we were very, very surprised, very, very privileged and honored.
Okay,
All right.
hold that thought.
Well,
Hold
guys,
that thought.
we're going to go to break,
Take
and
a
we
quick
will
break.
be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. We just had a little thing in live television
That's
with
right.
a microphone. It happens everywhere. So we're back, and we're just talking about the distillery, and Spencer was sharing some really, really good points. So
And for the third time, you
for the
get to
third
announce
time, they say it's a
awesome
charm.
award you just got,
Okay.
dude.
Now we've completed the technical difficulties. Let me recap what I've tried to say 3 times.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. We were very, very surprised to win it. Very, very honored and privileged to win it. It's a testimony to our staff, and indeed the support we've had from both the business community and the Commission of Pasco County. It's turned out to be a wonderful place to do business, and we're delighted to be here. The big thing for us is we don't want to sit on our laurels. Wonderful to have won the Startup Business of the Year, but we're already plotting to see what we can win next year.
Oh, good for you. Good
That's
for
awesome. You
you.
guys have been open for how long now, guys?
We actually opened for business July 15th when we received our state license a year ago, 2018. We are now a little over a year and a half. We're not quite a year and a half old, but we're doing quite well. We're busy. We've been busy every day since the middle of March, and we're making some fine products now that are our brand. We finally have launched our brand because our business is kind of like a milk stool, and we're working with one leg, and now we're going to build two more.
There you go.
Let's talk about this for a minute because I've had a chance to do a little taste tester on these. I'm holding the cucumber. Tell us about this and the
Well-
story with your wife.
Okay, well, when my quality man was sitting over here on the sidelines, first developed the product, I took a couple bottles home unlabeled and put them in the refrigerator thinking that when my wife went out for girls' night, she would maybe try it with her friends and give me some feedback, which I usually never had a problem getting. And
Really?
I came home one day and she said, "What were those bottles you had in the refrigerator?" They were water, right? I said, "Well, yeah, but they were special water." And she said, "Well, I drank two of them and I got lightheaded." And I said, "Well, yeah, that's true because you just drank more alcohol than in two 16-ounce beers." But what we have here, our R&D man, Mr. Theo Jones, again, one of the top 10 in the country, developed this water with no sweetener, no carbohydrates. All we're doing is infusing it with alcohol and a little bit of flavor, and the idea is to provide a drink that dehydrated you less than a beer, less than a seltzer water, because CO2 does dehydrate you, and not provide the sluggish effects of carbohydrates. And I think he was pretty successful. If you get it in the refrigerator and get it cold, as my wife did, you can drink two of them pretty fast and not even know what you did.
Wow, wow. I just had a taste of this cucumber, and it feels like a health drink. I mean, it's just, I'm just being honest.
It
tastes-
depends how healthy you want to be.
Exactly.
It's cucumber, but it's a real cucumber flavor.
Yes.
And a little bit of all the other happiness in there.
We'll be calling you an Uber after the show.
Hardly. I only had that much, but it's very tasty.
In
And
in all seriousness, it is a unique product.
it is unique, I tell you.
There is nothing like it on the market because it has no artificial sweetener.
Hello.
And, you know, I'm in awe of Theo's ability to have produced such a range of product. Very difficult to be unique and different today.
Well, it
He's
is.
hit a home run.
You're so right about that, Spencer, and that's where this creates the niche for any business today that's a startup. And here you clearly won the Startup Business of the Year award for 2019. I mean, congratulations on that. And to have a quality product, This one that I have was the cucumber, but there's watermelon. How refreshing would that be? A nice, cool drink in the hot
let's
summer.
see.
Go ahead. And then berry. What kind of berry is it? Oh, there's several different berries.
It's a mixed berry.
It's very refreshing. It's very refreshing. Good on us.
It'll be really good on ice. What made you come up with these?
It's just something that, because a lot of the larger companies are coming out with the seltzer water.
Okay, yes.
And we know, because Theo and I have 25 years of experience in this industry, and we did a lot of work for larger companies, the ones that own the White Claw and the Truly. And we know what they do is they make beer and strip all the flavor out of it and put a little bit of sweetener and a little bit
label on it.
of flavor in there. And we knew from our experiences that there was a way to infuse the water with alcohol without using sweetener, have it still taste okay, and put just enough flavor note in there to make you know it had something in it.
I'll tell you this, I've never seen or heard anything like this. It's quite tasty. You've got a winner, a real winner here.
And Spencer, I had recently had the opportunity of being there for your ribbon cutting, and quite impressive. Tell us a little bit about the factory.
The facility is very, very unique. I would talk in generalization. We are way too small to be big, but way too big to be small.
Ah.
Therefore, we have a niche and there is a need for someone of our scale.
Yes.
What we have managed to do as a team is attract that niche to us.
Yes.
Frank can talk better than I can as to the qualities of the facility equipment and how unique it is.
Because you have two fully operational, what you call, I believe, flexible bottling line. What does that mean to the layman?
Well, what it means for our customers is that we are not the fastest bottling company in the world. We're running 60 to 70 bottles a minute, which for the big guys, we're 300-400 bottles a minute behind. But because we do have the equipment that doesn't require 2 days to change a line from one product to another, we can change our line in 4 hours and be running someone else's product. We become, everybody's heard the word JIT if you've been in business, just in time. Well, we are the just in time supplier for many people.
Nice.
And we're perfect for the small guys that want to try and start a brand and work their way up in the liquor industry. We can help them because we can do it for them and don't have to run 2,000, 5,000 cases. We can run a couple hundred, help them out, get them on the path, and then sky's the limit if they work hard enough to sell their product.
So you're diversified that way to help the small business owners.
Yes, I mean,
fabulous.
actually, it's a way for some new brands to be able to get into the market without having a fortune invested. We do it
That's
for a fair
awesome.
price, and we can change quickly, so we can do many people in a short period of time.
I mean, you've heard many times the expression, you know, we're customer focused. You know, easy to say, less easy to deliver.
That's
We-
right.
We pride ourselves in, I say, customer centric. And we found that from an embryonic kind of standing start, through the reputation and the experience of Frank, Theo, and the rest of the team, we have had people come to us. Really, you know, we wouldn't normally have been their first choice. So I'm very proud that as a team, I have a great partner, I have great staff, and we're going places.
Yes, you are. You
Yeah.
definitely are. That's
And
exciting.
Theo recently did it, and we keep talking about Theo. He's hiding off the camera over here. But
Trust me, it's not usual.
yeah. But I see here that he recently developed another Cuban.
Yes, we're doing a product for a company there that is based in Georgia, but they're actually the family that owns that company is part of the ownership of the distribution company in Tampa, Republic National Distribution
Okay.
Company. And they asked for a Cuban coffee rum. And Theodore made a Cuban coffee rum. It tastes just like Cuban coffee, cafe con leche. And
Nice.
so we have a lot of variety in the products we produce. That's the advantage of being who we
You're
are.
on screen, Theo. Smile.
Right over here. This is the man with the plan, right?
Yep, that's our advantage, is that we can do these things because we can use the creativity that we all come up with ideas, and Theo, we're lucky enough, can just about always produce the idea.
That is, I tell you, well, they say the phrase, the teamwork makes the dream work, and you've clearly done that.
Yes, we have.
You've done that.
You know, I don't want to paint the picture that every day we smile and
Yeah.
embrace each other and
Well,
there's never a
of course
cross
not.
word.
But you still bring, at the end of the day,
But
it works.
come the moment, come the man.
Yeah, there you go.
We get
Yeah.
we get on great.
And Barbara, we had a very, very successful spelling bee this year, the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce. And just at a time where I really felt like maybe it had run its course. But I got to tell you, these gentlemen in the room here were very much helpful and responsible for that, because they were able to donate some of the alcohol that we were able to serve that night.
Oh,
In terms
nice.
of gin, rum, and vodka.
Very
Yes,
nice.
and we
very
appreciate
nice.
that very, very
It
much.
was-
So they're big back to the community. That's why we love them, because they're big back to the community givers.
Very nice, very nice. We have just about a minute remaining, and clearly you've been with the chamber since you opened up, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've joined the chamber and been part of it and been very, very happy to participate.
Good for you.
And, you know, funnily enough, I know we're running out of time. We have the opportunity, currently we're negotiating in advanced negotiations with one of the largest drink companies in the world to make their top shelf brands,
Whoa.
which we're very excited about, just to have the opportunity.
Oh,
And one of
yes.
the things we were able to say, you know, that we're part of the community. We're in the
Yes.
chamber and we're
Yes.
active.
That means so much to the community, and that's why you're part of the heartbeat and the pulse of the success of just everything that goes on here in West Pasco.
And on that note, gentlemen, Frank, Spencer,
Thank
Theo,
you.
Thank
my
you.
friend.
Thank you,
You guys
Theo.
have a wonderful day. Thank you
Cheers.
so much.
We'll be right
Cheers.
back.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. And we are back
Woo.
with the last segment of the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce, My Chamber TV, with my buddy, Miss Barbara Marville Kelly.
You bet.
And we're
You
going to,
bet.
and we just had, in case you missed it, we just were here with the guys from the Point Distillery, and they left us this Mine's watermelon infused.
Watermelon?
I've been drinking already.
Drink up.
And Barb's been drinking cucumbers. That's why she looks so young and lovely. So,
Mine is cucumber.
It is cucumber.
It's so
Salud.
yummy. And then there's one here that is berry, right? Strawberry, raspberry, and blueberry. I may have
Yes.
to. We may have to split that one.
if
What do
you
think?
missed the show today, you
Oh,
got to
it was
watch it when it
awesome.
gets posted because
Yes.
we had, as always, we had some awesome guests. But we have some really good stuff coming up in the chamber.
I know, and you're
there's
all
a lot
about
of
that.
good stuff coming up in the community. I want to share it because I think the chamber's about community.
Yes, it is.
So on November 23rd,
Yeah.
at Ruth Eckerd Hall, wheelchairs for kids.
Oh, that's such a popular
and I'll
one.
tell you what's so neat about it. J. David Wright. Sorry. I'm just learning this gig. J. David Wright, who is, as everybody knows, the most wonderful photographer that gives and gives and gives and gives back to our community. And when you ask him if you can pay him, he always tells you to make a donation to Wheelchairs for Kids. This is an event that takes place in the Margaret Haig Room down at Ruth Eckerd Hall. It's on November 23rd. I believe it starts at 7 o'clock. I believe the tickets are 60 or 60. But what an awesome group. Do you know that insurance companies will only buy a wheelchair for somebody every 5 years? Well, if you have a child that's got some kind of an affliction and they need that, they're growing, that's where these guys come in. They fill that gap because some of those wheelchairs can be very, very, very expensive. And it's in J. David Wright's heart. So November 23rd, get that on your calendar. If you can join us, we would love to have you down there. Really interesting part, because of his influence in this community, Pasco County is probably the largest portion of people down there at an event that takes place in Pinellas. So it is absolutely phenomenal.
I am not
type of thing.
surprised.
And then on December 5th, if I have my dates right, I believe that's a Thursday. December 5th is the Holiday Lights at North Bay Hospital, where they open to the whole community. They have Santa there for the kids. They have snacks there for the families. It's usually anywhere from about, I'd say, 1,500 to 2,000 people turn out that evening. John Gillis, our good buddy from Kia, lets us use the trolley for off-site parking. There's all kinds. So that's a really neat event. And they light the Christmas tree, and Santa comes in, and they have snow outside.
I know, it's so cool.
It's such a nice event, and that's on the 5th. And then I believe on the 7th is going to be the boat parade. And if I had to take a wild guess on that Saturday, also is the Winter Fest that Dr. Unger puts on, where we have about 30 tons of snow in Sims Park, and the kids can go down snow slides and throw snowballs at the walls and things like that. It's Newport Richey. If you've not been down there lately, the downtown area is just booming with new restaurants and new types of microbreweries, and the Hacienda Hotel is right after the first of the year is looking to open up again as a boutique hotel. And then we've also got the following weekend, December 14th, is the holiday parade that goes through downtown New. It's one of the second or third largest parades, actually, that takes place in Florida at that time of year, and that starts at 6 o'clock. So, guys, we have a lot of great things going on. Chamber involved. There'll be a tree lighting on that Friday night, December 6th, in Sims Park. That's put together by not only the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce, but the Greater Newport Richey Main Street's involved with that, the city of Newport Richey. We finally all, if you remember, Barb, 2-3 years ago, we finally all got on the same page and started working together to make it a combined holiday experience for everybody, from North Bay to the Christmas tree lighting to the parade. And I believe also on the 7th, that day, right after usually late afternoon, that's when it'll be the boat parade with all the boats lit.
Oh, that is so beautiful.
So it's just, I sit here, obviously you can tell, I could sit here and talk forever about the stuff going on. We have a combined chamber now. We have over 1,000 members. And the things going forward have just been absolutely phenomenal. I believe it is December 18th. The board of directors for the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce is hosting a Christmas party at the Spring Hill Suites, holiday party, Christmas party, for all the members. Any of the members of the Chamber of Commerce are welcome, and the board of directors is hosting that party for them.
Nice, very nice.
So we've got a lot of great things coming up.
Oh, absolutely. And this merger has really been a big deal, isn't it?
It has, because has anybody noticed that there's just a little bit of growth going on in the 54 corridor?
Oh, are you kidding?
And now with West Pasco coming together with Central Pasco, we've sort of bridged that whole gap. We've got a lot of new businesses that, people like Jim and Linda that were on the show today, or even Spencer, and even Home. those are all people that are going to benefit from the strength and the largeness,
doubt.
for lack of a better word, of what's happened. with the
Largeness
chamber.
is putting it mildly, and I'll tell you, they're coming in the droves here to Florida. It's just amazing.
We
the
just
growth.
had one of your favorite events last night. We're winding down.
I heard.
We had Dancing with the Local Stars last
Yes.
night, and I was privileged to be able to teach Lisa Shippey, who's this year's Queen Chasko, to my King Pithla, and we did a hustle and hip-hop routine, had a lot of fun. Tasso Stasi from Tasso's was the winner last night, judge's choice and first place, but it was a wonderful evening.
Oh, I know
And
it
we're
is.
winding down, guys, and we let that last segment go a little bit longer for the technical, but you know what? They're more important than this. But get your calendar, get to the greaterpasco.com
Absolutely.
website, and join us for some of these wonderful events. Happy holidays, guys.
That's right. We'll see you soon on My Chamber TV.